Start the recording.
They got shut down.
We got Nongshim on
Yeah,
attack.
they
We got Talon on defense.
Talon in that game.
I'm gonna be
against Team Secret as
fully
well.
honest.
Back towards that one. But hey,
Talon
different scenario,
looked
different
really rough
standings
on this
right
map.
now. We're in towards the pistol round of map
let's see if
number
they
2. And Nongshim,
let's see
they
if
need
they've
to
been
win this one to
focusing
try
on it a
and
little
send
bit.
us into the third to be in with a chance to win this series. They have already gathered B-Long control at the moment. They would have to contend against Jit Boys, who was pretty sensational on the Cypher over on Haven.
Certainly have to see if he's able to keep that up so far onto this map. It's a lot wider this time. You do have the trip as well as a star for some added support. Nongshim just kind of drawing out the utility early on.
Yeah, Jit Boy's taking a little bit of that damage early on with Margaret fighting an opener. You can't quite navigate a secondary one though as Nongshim, so it's a little bit evens here. Margaret down for the count, of course, had a bit
Instant
of a
reaction, maybe push over towards B.
One.
They got a kill trip though.
Great shots out
nice
from
shots.
Ivy. If map number 1, he was a bit silent.
I think we got third map.
Started to wake up a bit from that second half. Who hasn't? Jit Boys.
Like I think after what I've seen from Talon on this map, they have to get a good start, get that op out early.
Put in this 1v4.
A pistol, and they didn't save 400 to get that op out.
Talon were able to kind of bring things back on towards the subsequent rounds. Right now, though, just Nongshim to collect very cleanly on towards the next win.
And now this is the second round where we need to see what Talon is going to do. Are they going to present us with stingers yet again and potentially win out the round, or are they going to play quote-unquote normal Valorant, go for an eco, and get out a proper bonus round by round in the third? Because they didn't really get much in this pistol round. A little licking of damage, a single frag, and apart from that, a lot of bullets going haywire.
Yeah, if you do buy up the stingers for the next round, you're not gonna be leaving yourself with a lot for the upcoming ones. So it's going to be the full save, Komodo. Meanwhile,
the
for
Marshall Outlaw,
snipers aplenty. That's going to
Marshall
do a lot
Outlaw
of
double Guardian.
penetrative damage.
Yeah, you'd expect. Timing, Primi afforded something here with the pistol potentially, but just with the classic and a gate crash to get out of dodge, you would generally hope that Nongshim would not overlook a position like this. And with the drone going through, he's going to skedaddle on out
Wait, that's
there.
kind of sick. You get set up and then you late drones. If someone's set up close,
so you were
that's kind of
just
cool.
looking for the pass mark for Nongshim, maybe even the
If someone is close, hiding some kind of trap play, especially with the double trap play that people play with the flash.
Open intentionally.
Yep.
You wait for them to swing from far back to break it.
How to play around this map as well. The long-range duels right now, everything favoring them. He can close range to Marshall though. Kind of using
Margaret, chill,
so
bro. That's the easiest kill of your life if you relax a little bit.
In a situation like that, if Margaret is there, he needs to be doing texture. Help, help, help.
Why has he played it like that?
The shots of the Marshal or any gun needs someone to bail him out, but this time, right now, there's an unexpected location of Primi and Killua. And this, I'm talking about needing to be a flawless round, Quack. It might be a 1 versus 1, but don't army.
That was
in for the 4K.
that was
so clean, still good, and with those kills,
they pick up double Guardian at the end.
Certainly pointing towards an upwards trajectory for Nongshim.
It could have been so easy, man. Why is he playing like that over towards
yeah, I mean, that's the kind of highlight for me in a round such as this, right? It's the classics, it's the shots coming out. You're looking at a round such as that, carrying over these Guardians, carrying over the Outlaw to make sure that you've got a lot of these pieces for a puzzle in the next round to try and come out on this attacking side. Kind of flawless, right? We need to just see some domination from Nongshim to build some confidence.
I felt like one of those where it's like, you buy a Marshall because that's what we do against the eco,
so I would be
but then
a lot of counterplays,
he has zero confidence when he has the Marshall.
How Talon
I don't think that's
game so
worth,
far.
but
It's a lot of early pressure around mid. If you're Nongshim right now, you're a little bit paranoid, and that's why you have a couple of players just to investigate around Art this time.
Oh, waiting for flash.
Salvo flash.
So close. You got the kills going through towards Talon, though. Numbers and spades, and it's just, who is that? Francis to trail off with a spike in hand.
3 versus 4. Maybe a 3 versus 3 if Cruz had overstayed a little bit, but now you've got a slight gap around the map. Killua dead, so the shear is down, meaning you can funnel some information up through mid for Nongshim. But
trips though,
what can you do? You need to see something come out from Ivy, from Margaret, and the spike gonna make its way out of the A site.
At least for now, they're trying to.
Well, they found the gap.
Keep Talon invested towards this alpha site, breaking the
trips.
Found the gap. Players rotated over.
I was looking at mid as well, and I was seeing that Margaret's
they get the
turret
plant down, they get Sova all as well.
Primi would have heard that go down and confirmed anything. They are still putting a lot of their eggs in this A side of the map. Talon
think Apex have any chance about Floor and Governor?
So. They've got the drone
Depends
on
what
Cruise to still
like
spot
chance
info.
for what,
They've got
dude.
clone on Primi to throw a spanner in the works, and they've got salvos as well. So.
Here's the thing, though. They
What are you
gotta do
looking
it
for?
together as a full team.
And I'm
Like
looking
chance
at
for
Francis,
champs,
actually.
there's no one they can pick up
You've got
that
2
will be
shot
good
darts
enough
and
for
a Hunter's
champs.
Fury. I mean, how nerdy is he going to be with lineups?
Precisely that, Komodo. There's still a good chance that Nongshim could come away with a bonus win this time.
Nanos too.
Okay, at least Talon now swarming in together, but the first shot goes great for Ivy. Primi then to trade right back. Now Francis and Margaret to hold up, trying to play for time. Recon in, Hunter's Fury out.
Half defused.
And that's Thigh down to half HP as well. He's trying to jiggle back and forth onto it, but the kill comes in. Just Primi left. On towards Francis. He's trying to stick it all the way through. The shock dart comes in, but it's not enough damage. And the Red Bull clutch picked up
Dude,
by
everyone
Talon.
dies. Talon wins around, everyone dies. No money. What do they do?
On where the spike was planted. I mean,
it's like 3,100.
If you're going for a bit of an open plant, you need to make sure that you're, having the timing down right, making sure that if there is a smoke, you can't have
treat it like a
loss
loss.
For the sprays when the nanos expire, when the Hunter's
should.
Fury goes in, but a little bit too late. It's also looking like a half defuse. You can just get on that while the Nebula's still up and go for it.
Yeah. So it came close. There was a slight chance, but
the Apex have a chance of
recognition,
making
especially in the
playoffs.
But that's it,
That's
though.
doable.
Catching a
Playoffs
glimpse of
is
it from before, the
playoffs, you're
economy
just
of
not
Talon's
gonna
like
get
down in the
bottom
dumps.
2. That's
Shock dart, by
doable.
the way, wouldn't have even finished off Primi, so it would have had to have a spray.
Okay, your expectations are fine.
Game, Nongshim with the full buys. Outlaws as well.
Dude, I'm not sure about this from
In those
Talon
sort of
though. They
scenarios,
have
you see a couple of,
so much money,
post-plant teams,
and
for
then they do
example,
the full
they are
eco.
throwing these double shock darts
So
first
they
and
get to do the
Hunter's
double
Furying,
buy
waiting with the
after this
bolts
if
in
they
between and
lose.
doing all this nerd stuff, which
But
I like personally. I like post plants, but
my worry with
really
it
shows you why
is,
they went
sure,
back
you
to
get the
the
double
solo
buy.
right now.
Your
Also
first buy, you're
recognize
gonna go
for
up against the
Talon to possibly
Visor,
push
and
out
then
mid
second
again.
buy,
And
you're
look at
probably gonna
how
go up
both
against
Margaret as well as Ivy
the
are watching
Killjoy.
for this
Maybe the
middle
Astro.
area of the map.
Guess you'll
a
have
little
your
bit
own
of paranoia
ults,
as well
but
around this B site, right? Needing to clear all of the angles.
they're at least a
seeing
team
no
that rate
side
themselves
util,
on the
seeing
buy
no
rounds.
vice util. Now
I've never
getting
been a
the
fan
info
of the
from
full eco
Ivy.
on this, but
And that's where Ivy
I just genuinely think
that
that the enemy team gets way too much. When you have double econ, I don't think it's worth.
It's a round where they're kind of
Like
throwing things away.
Economy.
If you can find a kill, if you can pick up a rifle, that could mean quite a bit as well. So all of them trying to swarm down this one player right now. They take Ivy down. Margaret, though, not too bad, standing tall. And you have more shots coming in with the Outlaw as well. Talon have to run away.
I mean, they're going to have to go up with the spike, essentially, or die to the rifles, so they do have to just charge on in. And if you're Nongshim, I wouldn't even mind them just disconnecting from this one.
And when teams know, when teams know that you like to do this,
Suzume!
you're just cooked as
Just
well.
run in, throw your bodies against Nongshim and find as much as you possibly can.
That's
it, though. Yes, Nongshim,
the Killjoy ult we were speaking about, and then they're going to be able to get the Visor as well.
Jit Boys with the Soul Rifle being picked up, keeps it in his hands.
They ended up
That's
doing
some good
damage
at the end of that one, and actually kind of keeps the credit to Nongshim a little bit honest going in towards these next few rounds.
Maybe they have
but
stats that
if they're
back
able
it,
to still
but
bring a lot of stability, it shouldn't
I like the stats should be
harmful to
too
them.
based on your own
Again, these sort of
game
rounds are just
instead of the
pistols
enemy's
to come
game.
through from Talon, so an idea of some mid-control, and I'm looking at Nongshim on how you're adjusting in a anti-eco environment as well, right? Still having Margaret play solo there, Ivy play solo there. These are the things that, if Talon are able to best those bodies a little bit earlier on, what could that look like?
Now you've got Danbu with an up as well. Talon, though, all of a sudden, okay, this time it's going to be the A main push out.
Yeah, you got the deep shear wall towards A. You would expect
Great
that to be
shot.
popped a little bit early in, but now you got all the information as Talon that
The
things are
one
heating up
pass
around
and
this
punish.
alongside of
Yeah, these guys are
Nongshim. There's
cooked
a
on this
trade in the
map.
kill feed. You still got advantages, Nongshim. But look
Yeah,
at the
this
work
one-
that's coming through from Margaret. They don't need to stick around.
This one's
Somewhat
not a thing.
unexpected. You do have some utility just in case, though. Killua.
As soon as that pick happens, it's done.
The rotations, though, of course, it's going to be tough for Thigh to be able to hold all this down by himself.
Well, the thing is, he's still got that shear for information that Margaret will have to pop, and then the Thorns, where he can't see them just yet, peeking where he is. They've actually just been popped too.
Big responsibility on his shoulders.
No stars yet.
Just popped. Talon then trying to reconvene towards Art. Stairs as well. Thigh trying to spam desperately forward. Decent kill from Jit Boys. But then the Steel Garden coming in. Talon then having to back off because of this. Buys so much time. Nongshim Still just keeping Talon away. Jit Boys trying to fight back in, buying time, attention, fourth eye to swing on up, but then another kill. Jit Boys turns it back into 1v1, but he's low HP. Does he have the headshot?
Yeah, comms come in.
Persia off to the classic right clicks, and that's just the perfect way to deal with this fight. Time as well, working against Jit Boys.
Nice.
He tries to go for the tap. Persia in for the right click shots.
Just to try to get the kill.
Scatter round right in. And Nongshim upwards, forwards, the 4v1.
Nicely from the beginning with the operator
they got to scrap this plan as soon as this kill goes in.
And the reason I'm highlighting, there's a lot of things building up around B long is because I'm waiting to see what Margaret's lurk is going to be able to achieve. If he can call for the team to come back over towards the A site, they can set themselves up with that 4 versus 3 advantage. And at the end there as well, I was looking at Old Mate in the clutch, waiting for when the Gravwell's going to come back online. Use the Gravwell, but Jit Boys just not sticking that one on the low HP. A little bit rough.
They
Talon
love the
not able to start off on this map like they did on map number 1.
It's hard to not like Nongshim on this map. They kind of just do all the things that I like on this.
Nice and early here.
They get the op out on attack the whole time over towards B. They make it like an absolute nightmare to play over towards B. Unless you have like your own op on the Euro. Like on the ecos, they're punishing you for the jump spots, and the buys they're punishing you for the jump spots. They're basically just making this an absolute nightmare. Like to the point of where you might have to put in like a passive camera just to like get info if they're actually going to push close.
To just kind of hold.
I mean, they should be able to put Vice Wall there though.
Yeah, I mean that's what I highlighted a little bit earlier, right? Ivy and Margaret have been playing a little bit more solo on this map in these sort of scenarios. So if you are able to find one of them and get a trade, you
they get the strong plan as well.
To be able to clutch around such as this one and steal it.
Yeah. Again,
I mean a risk with a Steel Guard and a Cosmic Divide, imagine.
I don't know about that. Yeah, you gotta get close enough, and yeah, Margaret will really push him off of that line. Into the site though, Cosmic Divide now coming out from Persia as well. Talon might have snuck in, but do they have, well, the range is one thing, the accuracy is a whole other aspect as well. Now just the positioning from Dabby and Persia.
He's strong on this one as well. Nongshim, a couple of people low on money and not anymore.
Back in the possession of the Talon members.
Talon timeout.
Quite of a large difference as well.
Dude, they gotta speak about Long B.
A lot of these successful
they are getting wrecked by an op every single time. They got double sentinel. Don't need to be peeking this with numbers. They can work this out. Problem is a lot of people, especially when you're playing against this comp, are scared that they might just burst on you. That's where you want to try to get Long B info. But dude, they got options here. You either get an op on the Yoru, try set the Yoru up.
Timeout for Talon here.
Or you
have some
do
thoughts.
Passive camera over towards B, or you Vice Wall.
Gathering a lot of this A main control, looking for some fights.
I'd probably go for the camera.
But up B long, for example, not getting a great operator line either at the moment. Credits have been toing and froing, so it definitely feels like Nongshim.
Ascent. So started looking at Ascent already. Yeah, no, it is going third map.
As we saw from map number 1, the tail end of what was happening there.
There's always a chance. That begs the question, what's the
If you're an over-under of a chance of keeping the same comp for Ascent, wait, what do they play on Ascent?
Well, for Silkanon, keeping the team's spirits alive.
Bit of a frustration for Frost here, by the face mannerisms.
I mean, that's kind of one of the things that he has been mentioning before, right? Sometimes when the team starts
to... I erased it from my brain.
Comms go down. And
yeah.
Can never
the double senti comp.
But
the double senti comp's good. They just play it like they have double duelist. Oh, dude, you just... Guys, you just reminded me fully of that whole game. I actually got rid of that game.
We need to invest a dart. No information on the Archros in towards Art, but you'll still silently creep on up. You got the shear wall as protection for Kilowatt.
God, that game was so bad, dude.
Talon even be okay to go for a retake when you've got A main control, when you've got a Steel Guard.
Jivko, thank you so much for the raid, bro. Stream is good, thank you for that.
Provided that Nongshim don't overextend into those situations.
I mean, Talon's Ascent? Yeah, dudes. Do you remember the double duelist where they decided to have a game plan and push him mid the whole time? On defense.
It does force some question marks into Talon's
never got to see any use of the double sentinel.
But not seeing anybody out through long, not seeing
like
anybody
at all.
through club.
I saw no use of the double sentinel.
Street, so you pop the camera for the information. You see nothing. Well, you know it's outside Art.
So they're all around this spot now, set up perfectly for Killua to find at least one, but tough luck.
Yeah, that's a nice little trap play, though.
To make it out alive. Primi then with the dimensional drift to retrieve all that
Part 2.
beautiful
There's
info.
no way
Survey
that they would
complete,
play that
says.
Ascent comp like.
And the smokes come up.
like they
Hunter's Fury
did.
to possibly allow Persia to sneak on through, but it's not going to happen. Cruz says no. Ivy, though.
Like they might have one or two
undetected.
punishes over towards middle, some kind
turns
of
back around, but it's
mid
all
aggro,
down
but
for Cruz, who
it won't look
spins
how it
around
looked.
90 degrees to find both kills. Triple kill in the round to bring Talon up to 2.
Yeah, the informational game in this round for Talon was actually a bit more superior than the likes of Nongshim, I'll be honest, right? Timing to get all the info at B long, recognizing that with the A main push and seeing nothing that, well, they're
I like
either
that.
gonna
I
be
mean,
mid,
I
as
like
I've
this
said,
from
either through
Talon,
street or wrapping through
right?
cut, and it is the
This
latter
makes a lot of
because
sense
you've
from
got the camera
Nongshim as well.
available
If you're
up through
just
street
thinking
as
about the timeout, the whole
just
timeout
really
was over
nice,
towards B.
kind
How
of,
did they manage to go over
defaulty,
towards B? You got
with a
the
little bit of
camera that
aggression
spots
style from
both.
Talon there.
You get early info
Something
over
that
towards
they,
B. They got door info
Did a
here.
lot of
Now a bit of a
It's
different
pretty much what
scenario
we
where
said we
you
wanted
hear
to
a
see, some
little
kind of
bit more
camera
of the
to
utility over
get
through
info
A-long.
over towards
You
B.
hear Darby
And then
just sending
Nongshim
it,
knowing that they were going
overdrive
to try and
angle you would expect
fix
here,
B
given that the stinger,
with what they thought were
is the
numbers.
Persia's
They thought A would be weak, so they tried to force A. It
I
makes a lot
don't
of
actually
sense.
know if they spotted Persia, and they have
Oh my God.
absolutely did not. He has
Nah,
just
man.
timed them into oblivion.
Guys,
Cruz,
it's your big buy round. Come on,
that one hurts.
don't get too greedy.
Yeah, that's certainly one where the Elder Scrolls will kind of scream your name down into doom. Jit Boys left to pick up the pieces.
If you
What
do
confronts
this,
itself over
if you
here
do
with
this,
a
the
single drone?
Yoru's
A dart's become
gotta
available soon
hold
as well.
the orb
They
for a
now
little
actually
bit,
recognize the camera.
and then
So you've
TP
got to
out.
think, as Nongshim, if they're getting information from the camera and street a lot of these rounds, we should be destroying that to remove info from them, because that has been a spot that Talon have just commanded in this map so far. Like, if Nongshim went there, they would be dead.
So kind of broken or recalled. And then the sudden peek out off of timing.
30 seconds though, Quack, and you've still got a Steel Guard on his Killua. He is at the wrong site, so it's down on what Primi can do with the operator. If he misses a shot or dies,
He doesn't have the gate crash out. And up around dugout, it's ooh.
are they going to smoke that though? Generally, it's,
Yes,
you know,
would.
when you've got this small position, you do.
Well, it is Primi. He's going to flash himself into another peak, but shut down by
Another
Ivy.
rough
Now
peek from
Killua
him.
on site, but not in position to deploy the Steel Garden. This is a tough and hairy position to be in.
Yeah. Is Jit Boys now going to save a 1 versus 4? I mean,
Probably.
you're still contemplating credits for
Yeah,
Talon 2.
they don't.
Die, Cruz, Killua. They can
They
invest
don't look
in
much
the next
better
round.
on this map.
Jit Boys saves. I mean, he could potentially even drop something for Primi. So it's not the worst save, but it is a bit of a hurtful one, given that Nongshim will elevate their score onto 6. Darby also holding on to the overdrive, not needing to invest that one. Have that available for the next. An operator to be taken over into the next round as well. So I'm looking towards Nongshim being able to potentially extend the lead. See what damage Margaret may find, and it's going to be the third to close the round.
Can we have
That
good
shot
mods,
to the back.
please? Mate, the mods,
And
the
that's
mods are
kind of
just
when they come
making
for
you behave
Nongshim,
yourself. That's
Nongshim.
it.
I don't know.
And
if
the mods
that's
are
the
for
song they would
people
go for, but, you
They,
know, this
they wouldn't
replay
say
right
stuff
here
to people's
is one
face,
of the
but
problems
type it on the
that has been
internet,
plaguing
and then get angry that
Talon
they can't type it on the
right? Always
internet because they
trying to
think
push
it's
out.
normal.
It's not
Actually,
quite
I'm
like
trying to
even,
teach you how to be normal in real life.
especially with no
Yeah.
secondary plan.
The thing is right now, Nongshim are really bleeding down the clock, right? And they are ultimately winning the Talon duels in crossfires, in seeing some overextensions from Talon.
Did they get
Precisely
10 rounds
that.
on attack
Well,
again?
early salvos this
How long?
Yep. Situate Primi on the
Nongshim.
line, but is he going to be able to find the opening kill? It's a bit of a more shallower off angle that Darby would have to stay scoped in. Or for Persia to just absolutely book you.
No worries, I will call someone dog
Talking
water if
about
they're
credits
dog
a little bit
water.
earlier,
I mean, you're going to
and
have a
what the
weird
expectation
conversation
was
with
gonna
them
be
if you
from
never
Talon, that
met
they
them,
would be
man.
able to
Stop
force
doing that.
into this round. Now, oh boy.
Flash. Well, decent on the dodge, but still kind of leaving Killua alone in the cold. Jit Boys now getting gunned down as well. Still, once again, back up into the B-long position. Dambi is just having a live game as well.
And they saw Thigh run back, tail between his legs over at the A site too. So they know
you have
where
it.
he's going to be able to come from. You can plant anywhere you want. Margaret's just going to pick up the ulti orb first, because with the plant, he'll get the lockdown. So you've got that available in the next round. This is A very well-adapted round for Nongshim here, Quack, because they've seen some aggression from Talon up at A long as well. This time, they set the arc rows ready to flash and swing together as a team, right? How often have we seen just Ivy peek there by himself? This time, changing it up, finding a very clean round against Talon.
Stupendous.
Fun, they're playing double
Thinking
centers
for
meant to be
Talon,
played by pushing them.
Kind of also looks like
Yeah.
the mentality affecting them a little bit somewhat. Repeatedly looking for the duels. Thaya now at least able to
They just
fend off the first
they just struggle
assailant.
on this map. And
Not
the thing is,
set.
they struggle.
No longer for this world.
They struggle on
Another one
attack
going
as
the way
well,
of
so
Nongshim
it's
and
not like they're
Talon.
gonna
Do
be able
you
to make a
consider
comeback here.
the second time out in the first half like your counterparts in the previous map?
Depends on the coaching staff, perhaps.
Depends what Frost and Jovi are hearing in the comms. You mentioned a little bit earlier, sometimes when there's
Is it safe to say Paperex will go to Toronto? I mean, we got a lot of speed on the train,
It's on to cruise, essentially.
but I wouldn't call
How
that safe.
excitable can he be for the team to get back into it?
Definitely not
just
what I.
Cruz,
It's
but
definitely
for
not what I
the
would
rest of the
call
boys as
safe.
well. Like,
We got a
how
lot
are
of
they-
speed. If that makes you feel
Yeah,
better.
Understand what they're feeling like in their heads. Why are they peeking out so much? Well, at least for now, giving them the freedom to do what they
It's
want.
safe.
Got another a peek, but it's the outlaw
What's
for
their dude?
Danby.
Their run's
And
crazy,
we're
but
expecting this map to come into the veto, right? We're
Honestly, I
thinking
do
to
believe.
ourselves, all right, you've had a week to prep. If you're doing veto check-in, you know what's happening. You're thinking, all right, there's going to be a scenario of counterplays. Not
If
really
enough
seeing
people
too much from
believe,
Talent, unfortunately, at the
then it
moment.
happens. I mean, that's
a
how
little
life
bit
works.
greedy.
Yeah, you're just expecting on the back of an Armageddon that Nongshim are going to respect that and fall all the way back. Not that they're going to re-peek into that one, so that's just great realization from Darby. Some great timing there. With Primi down, with Jib Boys down. This is just an eco to come through from Talon, so you're not going to read into this one too much. I mean, an Armageddon on an eco as well is quite costly when you're not going to have that for the remainder of the half.
I know. You're at round 10, 11, 12. If you don't have the ult, what do you have?
Well, you've got Killua with the Steel Garden who's been protecting that for the next half at the moment.
Spike planted.
Hey, we've seen a lot of these rounds in Pacific where someone has been holding an ultimate and they don't use it for the half, and then you're just wondering, well, what if you invested
why?
it, right? You know?
It's also tough for him. I mean, you haven't really been put in a scenario where
use it,
you
yeah.
can't.
Which I was a little bit surprised. Like when it was the 4 versus 2 in the previous round, where he's on the back of A site and he's toing and froing between the church side of things and the art side of things. Cruz, see if he can get something here, which he won't. You know, all the members of Nongshim are on the site. He's got the rifle. He
let's speed it up.
potentially could have used it there,
Give me-
but the
give me that
expectation
third
is
map.
that as soon as you rip that back site, you would just be overwhelmed by 2 rifles at a crossfire. You're done. So
Talon, a
I
map-dependent
understand
team.
why
Yeah,
he's not using
honestly,
it in a
they
couple
are.
of scenarios where he
But,
may
I mean,
have been able to use it.
There's a lot of
but it's
teams
also a
that
scenario
are
where
map-dependent
do
teams,
have
man.
it.
It's pretty much every team.
Nongshim are getting into these sites.
One enemy.
Talon have shown us that they're capable of playing post plants.
We got a few
Just
teams now
realized
that like
little
have a
bit
very
earlier,
strong
let's just
map
switch
over.
into a post plant and use
I
it.
don't know. They also
Exactly.
change
A bit of strength
players.
with that.
We haven't really seen that so far, though.
Like,
Now
changing
we
players, your
have
map
what
was gonna be
could
pretty rough for a while.
last-ditch effort in this first half. Primi out with an op.
And I highlighted a little bit earlier, this camera has been
Mate.
quite common from Talon.
I'm not sure he's thrown this camera right.
expect it to be potentially destroyed by Nongshim here.
A main formation as well. So we'll see. Steel
Okay.
Garden for both sides. Wow.
Stacked Steel Gardens.
Oh, Margaret though.
Yeah, no lurk held, but now
I can't even throw
information
the camera
is
right.
there.
Dude, they're so cooked on this
Decent
map, man.
recognition from Cruz. But still, Nongshim.
Who was the team
Quite
they
a bit of
beat on
freedom.
this map? Was it?
There
They
could be
beat
a
Team
world in which
Secret,
Margaret
right?
wants to meet up with the
But that was
team
all-
and
that was on
drop a
C
lob
Team
down here
Secret
for this
looking
B
rough.
site. I mean, they would still have to contend with all of the Sentinel util that's going to be here.
No
but
one? Did they not beat Team
the way
Secret
the
on this map?
positioning is going from them, if Francis can keep some eyes towards the A site with this start, that's all he needs to do with that. Remove a body from this B site, use the lockdown.
They lost that one as
set
well.
yourselves up a great opportunity, because
Oh.
now you're thinking for Thai, he's either going to have to Cosmic Divide or drop the Nebula.
Your Talon though, you still have that camera, but yeah, the Cosmic Divide. Tough position for Jib Boys. We'll see if he can kind of unearth himself from this one. The relay bolt though, the stuns. Still, you got decent support. Assistance out from Killua now, looking for the 3rd kill, but denied.
Plant, eventually, has to go down. Margaret's holding that one. Cosmic Divide starts to fade as well.
Okay, oh, the drone keeps Primi offline for now, but also Cruz to set up a long flank. Spots out there first. Couple of bursts in will remove Margaret from the equation. Just Francis and Persia left. And if you're Talon, you should have a decent idea of where they are. Cosmic Divide to block off Halls. But Nongshim, they're nowhere to be found. Persia, good on the first. Francis for the trade. And it's just Cruz oscillating back and forth into the crosshairs of Francis.
Win this one. That's a lovely shot, though.
1v1.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot from him, man.
Pretty swift shot to come through from Francis there with 33 HP. But the job gets done in a deficit position on that retake. I'm questioning, right? I'm saying Talon probably needs to shift themselves, their mentality in towards a retake scenario, which they kind of did, right? You're expecting the numbers of Nongshim around this B site when they're trying to get the Cosmic Divide down, when they're after the lockdown, you're generally expecting a plant to go down, you've got your numbers, you're retaking or you're catching them off guard just before they're planning or while they're planning. Great shot at the end there from Francis. Like, I like the adjustment from Talon, just not able to get it done. So in the last round of this half, it's either 9-3 again, or it's 10-2.
10-2, certainly on the cards right now as well. You might have a full buy, but Nongshim have been getting away with daylight robbery. Look at the elevated angle now.
You still got Dami holding this overdrive with an operator to lead stead over at B now. You got Francis as well with the Hunter's Fury.
Ooh.
Inside of Talon. Well, they don't have a Cruise. They might not have a Thigh.
Okay, they have a Thigh. Well, they have a Killua. They do have a Killua.
So they're one away from
everyone peaks,
one away from Neural Theft. These can actually be quite large ults in maybe a retake scenario, in a defendable scenario towards this B side.
It's the overdrive quickly and swiftly dealt with. Hunter's Fury allows for some cushioning though, but now gotta watch out for the spike. Plant Razor Vines keeps Talon away.
A couple of stars as well for Persia here.
To continue blocking off potential sight lines. Meanwhile though, Talon.
Yeah, I feel like I need to watch this whole half back and see where they put their Vice
The dimensional drift into the peek out from Persia where Thigh
was so strong
the final headshot. Decent recovery
they had it over
coming
towards long a
alive
couple
from
of times,
Talon, but
I
it
feel
is
like every
still
time
a
they had it
9-3.
over towards long, they never covered it up by having the Yoru
finally going
aggro
Talon's
B.
way work a treat, isn't it? The fact that Thigh gets it and Killua gets it, the newer rookies towards this squadron, and the fact that, well, Dami is just...
Easy comeback on attack, mate. Their attack is...
This time,
yeah.
You'll see.
9-3 on the half.
You'll see.
I mean, we'll say the story in the previous map, right? There was not enough space given towards Nongshim to be able to try and mount a recovery in the second half. They started to do so with the 6 in a row before ultimately losing the lasting 2 for the 13-9 score result. This time, though, will Nongshim start at the pistol or will Talon start to mount the comeback? So let's get on to our trivia, our questions, and our selections.
You're asking a bunch of people that play ranked if they want
Premi's
Cruise
mechanics or
IGLing or
IGLing?
Premi's mechanics. Come on.
You got finger hearts versus bicep bumps.
I mean, last map, it was kind of both, with Primi just absolutely shooting and Cruz having some really good movement around the map for the team. But I would probably say Primis. Oh, in this one right now, none. In this one right now, none.
Snacks?
Snacks.
Which snack is the goat?
Is
Ivy and
snacks,
Margaret a snack?
True, maybe.
Are they a snack? What are they even holding?
Nongshim snacks, I'm assuming. I believe Chova would be explaining that on his watch.
For the Aussies out there, Ivies kind of look like chunks of saladas. I like saladas.
Okay,
so.
then what about Margaret? I believe those are the fruity pie things.
Like fruit mince pies?
No, not mince pies, but they've got some
fruit mince pies. You know what those are?
Yeah, sort of.
I like those.
You might
but
like Margaret.
Which snack is the goat though? Ivy or Margaret? I'd say Margaret overall, but Ivy's kind of stepped up this series.
You're my snack, Komodo.
Although, to be fair, there was a point in where Margaret, Francis, Ivy, and Darby all had 11 kills, and now Margaret and Francis have got one more. So it's a big effort by committee, and I did hear that, by the way. You calling me a snack. Okay, we've got confirmation. There are Korean snacks named Ivy and Margaret. Oh, there you go.
Wait, they actually
are named them.
Wait, that's what they're named?
IGLs are named after the snacks.
Oh my god.
Imagine if that's the law.
Let's go.
That would be pretty wild.
They have a snack
Still,
named
though,
Margaret?
we are kicking things off into the second half right now. Talon slowly meandering forward on this attack towards middle, where you've got a lot of Sentinel utility.
I mean, how great has Margaret always been around holding down Connector, holding down the street on this Killjoy?
Individually.
So if you're going to try and counter anything, it would definitely be him there.
Got some support with the Stars and Francis as well now, but the pathing for Talon suggests for them to possibly push through.
Well, it suggests
tell
a
you
little
what,
bit of
though,
awkwardness for
the
Francis.
most
So needed the
successful
timing of the
attack run I
smoke,
think I've
it's
seen
fake,
Talon
it's
have for a
gorgeous
little bit.
version
Actually
of
took some
Francis
map
with info
control.
as well.
The
More
stun
kills
from the
to be
back.
collected, and this round is just turning upside down for Talon.
Just lie. How can he possibly turn this
honestly,
back
it's better
around
than
on
it
its
normally
head,
goes.
back in towards Link, and he's got so many targets. Now spotted up
Probably
by
a play on
Ivy.
this
There's
one. Good
no
little-
chance in hell.
good little setup with the
Noxian
stun
picks
as well.
up the pistol in the second half, and it's just tough for
Cars?
Talon to recover.
Chat, what do you mean? They got
I mean, you may
They got
very
one
well
kill with
expect
map
it, but
control.
We did see
That's a bit of a
similar
win.
scenario on the previous map where there was a 9-3 lead for Talon. They picked up the pistol the second round, and then
You should have watched them last time they played this map.
My neck of the woods.
Trust me, they couldn't even get free door.
If Nongshim are going to get upset in this next round, or with only the single kill coming through from Talon, that they just go for an eco in the next one and then have to play for a bonus.
Nongshim have a really good chance at rewriting the story. The tables have turned around, and if Nongshim can prove that they are the team to really
For some
shut things
reason,
out
though,
decisively, quickly.
I know that.
maybe
I
dark
say
days
I
there,
know.
Talon.
I don't know.
I mean, you technically
For some
already
reason,
did
I
agree
feel
with the
like
salvos.
even though Talon can't get better on
Really
this
none of
map,
them got scanned.
I strongly think that their ascent's gonna look
Much
way
forced
better
up
than
either.
last time we saw
Meanwhile,
it.
for Nongshim, oh boy. Outlaws, judges.
Yeah,
Because
Margaret with a
this
judge
feels
at
like
that
they actually
position,
don't know what to do, whereas Ascent just felt like they were playing a
generally would
compo.
say that's like an ace waiting to happen if they all flood him again, but
Thankfully.
didn't happen on Garage in our first map.
True that.
Yeah, bro, what?
Seeing what these pistols are going to be able to deliver
Bro,
from
what
a
do
Talon
you mean, dude? I'm telling you, their Ascent's gonna look
Finding
good.
too much, and that just suggests to how Nongshim are playing disciplined around this one as well.
Yeah.
Possibly anticipating the judge on the other side of the door, so Talon flushed over into these.
Good timing on the drone, actually, from Francis here.
Nongshim
definitely
played.
spots him
Oh
out.
yeah,
the
dude.
foot.
So he's got two infos.
I remember
There's macros
Nongshim's
available,
comp
already
now
set
as
up for a
well.
good flash.
The
You've got
waylay
force as
where
well,
it was
makes
like
things a little
8
bit
fast
tricky with
deaths
30
on
seconds to go.
Danby.
You know the Talon are going to end here.
Yep, all the
Dude,
rotations
Ascent could
straight
be
in.
incredible to
Even with
watch.
some shots whip
I kind
flashed,
of
it's
hope that
okay.
none
We've
of
got
them
the
have fixed
judge,
their
we've got the
Ascent.
shots.
It could be really
Every
fun.
single semi-automatic rifle straight into the sight.
And you're taking 4 into the next round as Nongshim.
No more
has
waylay, yeah, they won't
well.
play the
So
waylay.
things are
Here we are.
looking
Nongshim won't play the
hunky-dory for
waylay,
him.
and
But this is the round. This is the
Talon,
scenario.
they
that we
either won't play the
started to see
double
Nongshim come back
sentinel,
at 11
or
and
they'll
3,
play the double
where
sentinel,
we're
right?
copying and pasting with
I
flipping
don't
our
know which.
team
I
names.
don't know which.
So let's see if Talon's buy up in towards now round number 15 is going to net them another one on the board.
That's the deal, isn't it? Can
Why am I hating on
Talon
teams? I'm not hating on
turn
teams. I
things
just
around from here on out.
Talon
They've
just
got
aren't
the
good on
buy.
this map, man.
I see you hovering, looking over to see what's
Yeah,
happening.
I'm looking a little bit to see how Trobra's doing. You know,
Is he smiling?
I think he probably recognizes it's not over just yet. So let's just be calm.
All right, all right. So far, so good. Talon picking up the alt orb.
Yeah, getting a little bit closer for it, but the opening duel, Francis nearly caught out. He can start to get spammed as well. He's definitely locked in towards the dugout here, but they don't know that Ivy is also here to assist. A sheer to be baited out by Killer. Oh, yeah, needs to make sure he properly does that one, which he does. So an avenue a little bit later on available for Talon that they don't have to contend with. Meanwhile, not a lot of
the
shifts
news of
around the
GE.
map.
Yeah, we spoke about the
The rest
GE
of the
stuff
Nongshim lads.
earlier. Well, I say earlier
Pushing off
yesterday.
so far, not a lot
Mate,
of
if they
information,
don't
so
get
Nongshim
another
just
coach,
happy
I
to stay
don't care
tucked
about who
back
they
in.
sign.
And there's contingencies at play as well from them, right? If things
But
go
they gotta
towards
get
the
another
B-side,
coach
Darby's there to
first,
spot
and
some
then-
early information with the
and then we
outlaw,
can
do some
start
damage,
looking.
and get out, they can refresh
But
them,
when they
get
play
people up front.
macro
So it all
wrong,
comes down to A.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
dude,
trying to funnel them
yeah,
in as well. Alarm
just look
bot
at
to
their
first info,
look at their
and
split,
pop
man.
thorns,
That
save
split
them, hold them back
performance
a little
they
bit.
had the other
Francis
day.
finds Primmy too.
And that pulls down the attention to the rest of the team. They have to launch a quick assault
Replace
into
the current
side, but
one.
it's
No,
being
they only have
halted.
one
The
coach at the
drone,
moment.
The
They need
players all
another.
marking the positions. Darts towards the back, and a lot of paranoia for the
Which
players
team,
on the side
GE?
of Talon. They're checking
They
their
just gotta
sixes. They're
get
looking towards their
an
front.
extra coach, and then I
Jitboy's
can actually
pushing
start
out, and
believing.
Killua suddenly
at
finding the
team changes.
lineup. Off towards the back, though, Margaret, with the Ghost. He had a judge, so looking for the range. Just Ivy left, who hasn't really been spotted. He's got nothing but a Ghost in hand. Talon will be able to find the final frag necessary to possibly mount a comeback.
Maybe. I mean, Talon, they took it slow and steady in that one. They lose Primmy first, who's not been able to really find some opening kills in this map. But the fact that they do get in towards the site, they get the plant down, they can start to shift into just making sure
Put
they're
on the
removing
no
heads from
DGs in.
shoulders.
Yeah, the
They do so
DG's
quite
in one's
convincingly at the end
interesting.
there. I think every single one of them was a headshot, so it's good to know that the crosshair
They were
placement's
like,
still there for
when the
Talon
team
even
was
this
around
game.
giving
Just
him an
needs a
op
little
and
bit
setting
of
him
the
up, the whole
timing
time he
and
was kind of
decisive
frying.
decisions, it feels like
But it
now
looks like he
to
needs an
start
op
to
the
really
whole
stack on
time.
top of each other.
That's it, though. That
Then,
was a round where
I don't know.
Nongshim
Again, we only get like 10% of what's going on in teams.
Yeah.
So
But game-wise, it didn't look too bad. He just has to have an
a
op.
little bit safer towards connector.
Getting a little bit closer towards Hunter's Fury too for Francis.
But isn't the main reason that they want to go
well.
like English speaking?
Information that
Well,
Primi blindsiding
the
towards
same main
Art.
reason, I guess we don't know.
Armbot
But
too, but they're going to go for a peek together.
isn't that the full
Not popping the
process?
thorns too early as some extra utility invested.
A lot of pokes. Dambi, though.
Oh, this is risky for Primi. You'd hopefully see him get the kill, or either traded by Kilowatt.
Meanwhile, for Margaret as well. Look at how he sidesteps the angle. Primi, though, now finding Dambi.
Got the kill.
Good
Now,
chance.
The onus is on Nongshim to be able to bring it back, so it's going to be an unconverted opening kill, untraded rather.
Given the movements on the map, though, already, Nongshim shifting weight over onto its alpha site now.
they have actually been putting a bit of time into their attack.
Dugout, Francis. Salvo's coming in for the hit, and that's when Killa finds his mark.
Yeah, we've seen Francis really favor jumping up on top of that half wall to try and do some things, so this time an expected one
again
for our talent.
Yeah, this time they've got the lurks all around as well. Even if Ivy wants to try, he can't really make it out alive. 2 left. And Talon, much more careful consideration into this execute.
Much more clinical in this round as well, right? The fact that it starts off with Primi finding the first kill on towards Darby, the rest of the team just together as a unit, making sure that crosshairs are there, not being too overzealous with their utility and trying to sacrifice bodies and get the trades out. Just kind of
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Dotting I's, crossing T's.
That's why he's getting
so to
cute.
speak. And they will be rewarded in this bonus round. Oh, sorry, the round after the bonus to come away with 5 alive.
If you can do that. You got the alts beginning to cycle up. Always got to dot your I's and cross your T's, because if you don't do that, then they're just lines on paper.
Hang on, I've got paper right here.
Okay, what are you seeing?
1, 2. Nope, that's an X. That's 2 lines that make an X. And you know what? X marks the spot. And this time,
ISO on Icebox.
works out again.
It's not too bad, but
so whether or not we're
you
going to
end
see
up.
any sort of adjustments for the likes
I mean,
of
honestly, it's
Nongshim
fine.
now, we kind of need to a little bit, right? Being
There's
more
like
passive variety, though.
who used it?
towards what they
Koi?
come in
Was it
towards
Koi that
this
used
round
it?
with
They had
what they've
some
got
like
soon.
nice
If
pathing on
Ivy's
A.
able to get one away from the
On the
steel garden early,
cent. Sorry, on
mix that
Icebox
up
we
with
put the wall on the
Deathwall,
left
an
of
extra
A.
Kill orb. You also have the Hunter's Fury.
If you had like a
Which
little
could
bit
be
of fall
pretty potent
behind
come
it,
your
it's
next round.
not too
You know,
bad.
we're in the sort of mindset now where Nongshim need one to at
Dude,
least
Icebox is the map
push
where
to
honestly
overtime. They've
anything
seen
could
Talon
work.
more often than not trending towards
As long
this
as you
A
got,
site, so
as long as you
stack
got
some
someone that
extra
has a
numbers here.
drone, you're fine.
Utility as well.
And a
Also
Killjoy.
different
Got a
spots
Killjoy
to allow
Viper,
for
you can
Dambi to
put
slither
anything.
through. Decent shot coming out from Francis. Margaret as well.
Yep.
And the numbers have turned around.
And now it's down to Persia. How early do you spot out this information to drop your Nebula, to ask for some assistance? Well,
Oh,
now
that's
you
good
know.
with the jump spot. I think he saw 2.
Will you stay alive long enough as well?
Honestly,
for the
looking at the
rest of
minimap,
team
I think he
to
only
get
saw 1.
space?
Like,
Bruiser's
we
just
don't
going
have
for
the
the
fastest
play.
rotate on
Shoulder
this
was
one.
sticking out. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, we just tried to go for the...
Killed down into 2.
No,
Gets the shoulder
guys,
peeking
it's
out, and
criminal.
he snaps onto the last as well.
Okay, give me the next one.
For all intents and purposes,
Give
that
me
was
the
a
next
thrifty
map,
for
man, come on.
Nongshim. They had no business really
Nathan is the
winning
greatest.
that
Hello, mate.
round.
Thank you so much,
and
man. Appreciate the
Talon
prime.
have
Thank
had
you,
a bit
thank
of
you,
a
Third dude.
blunder. I need Persia
you for
vision
everything as well,
in
bro.
this round. Straight out from Francis. Great one from Margaret. Yeah, there's a couple of rifles. Okay, so it's more of a half pipe.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
God.
The shoulder stuck out. That's why I'm questioning. Why is Cruz going for the plant on the corner? The Nebula is in a spot where your body may get seen if you're turning, and yeah, it was. That was a round that really Nongshim had no business in winning.
Your heart aches on that one. Big blunder if you've ever seen it, and that could spell the end for Talon on this map, which would quickly send us into map 3, but for now still trying to put one foot in front of another into the
Was
B
there a
site
big
this time.
tech pause? Mate,
Everybody
we're
changed
going
together on
fast.
Talent to go in towards the B site. You
Quick
need to see
rotation from Nongshim.
something big from Persia again.
we need done 2 maps
He's
within 2
playing
hours. Good.
Cookie around this smoke. Jit Boys though, so far so good on the recognition. But the spam is now coming out from Dambi. Even odds. Hunter's Fury just
No smokes.
gives him a little bit more advantage in the retake as well.
you're going to have to see something big come up. I mean, Premi, do you even consider a dimensional drift here? Because information, yeah, but you need kills, man.
He's done it, though. So it comes down to Jitboys and Killua. If they are able, indeed, to hold around halls, the sheer at least buys time. And then for Ivy to look for the shots with the elevated position. Fast lane now out. Where is Premi, though? Oh, good on the first.
Nice
and the next. Now down for Francis and Ivy to try to look for a bit more spacing, but also
and they really,
considering the save,
they really didn't think he would TP over towards long.
Francis out of position. And that's just going to be Talon obtaining the kills in spades. Premi, despite the ult just spent, picks up 3 more.
I said he needed kills, didn't I? I said he needed the kills, so finally
Okay,
he's able
6
to
chances.
shoot the opponents when they're on his screen.
I mean, it could get a little bit lower, but he still can't win this map.
I mean, you know what Persia's trying to do there. He's trying to play anti-flash to double on down, to get multiple. Just right in there.
Still came close, Dion.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Premi certainly needed to do something individual. I mean, that's the kind of thing we're lacking at the moment. Talon's individuals, we're not having any superstar moments.
As well as the reads and the calls. Call this time, though, having 2 successful B hits thus far. Into A this time, Talon. But you got 3 marching up B long from Nongshim, and that immediately deletes Jitboys.
Yeah, what are they favoring on the orb over there as well to get closer to any ultimates? You've lost Ivy now at this A site. You've got Margaret surrounding it, but he has to wait for this Nebula to fade.
Cosmic Divide as well, possibly, but we'll see if Killua and Gang are able to create more space towards back site. The shear wall instantly placed.
That's true, but everyone's over towards side. They can delay a long time. They've got to punish with the wall.
Spots him out. He's not going for it.
There we go. You're the guy that has to stay alive, man.
Steel Gardener ripped away, so less chance for Nongshim, but they've avoided it so far. So back into position. Premi did not expect that whatsoever. Killua, can he hold down with just the Phantom now? Tries to reposition and regroup with his teammates, where Margaret then springs out from stairs! He's lined them up! Just the last one left alive, and it's Thai. The rookie has so much to do in this one spot, and Nongshim are not letting him come back into the fight. Nongshim, though, can't get the defuse all the way through, so time just enough for Talon to hang by a thread.
It was still kind of nice from Talon, apart from like the positioning at the end from like the other two.
I saw the body block coming through
the whole idea was still nice to delay over towards site. Astra, which your win condition, Astra sucks your win condition.
Out through from Thai. I wonder how much the replay is actually going to be able
delay.
to show us on
I mean, he has to win that duel, but
a lot of kills to be collected upon. Margaret with the double there. I don't even know if
he had no idea it's a double.
We will miss it at the end. He thought it was done as well. He thought it was done. No, your timing was there. Literally by the milliseconds. Fair.
He was
just
taking off his.
Another one of
those. He's taking out all the headphones and it in his.
Very well be. Is that?
He had no belief.
You know, the scenario in this map though, to have Talon start to mount the comeback.
The straw that breaks the metaphorical camel's back. Nongshim onto a half buy. Well, they still got decent rifles.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, you know, an opener or a good call here from Nongshim that can clip the wings of Talon.
Talon, though, for the first time in ever in the second half, full force, 1-4 split down into A main. Nongshim have no real idea.
I think Nongshim are still fine with how they're wanting to play this defensive side. Persia spots info.
Does whoever win this match qualify for Toronto? Nah, man, this is.
He's not seeing the likes of, you know,
it's they got to go for a run. Lower bracket.
Players around stairs.
They got to win 2 more after this.
Margaret's
is it 2 more or is it 3 more?
I think it's 2 more. You're still alright for Nongshim. You're getting a little bit of an idea that you may have to play post-plant. Now with Persia playing towards the Tower of B, I think that's going to be the avenue for Nongshim regardless now.
So pressure into gate crash, B site hit play. And it's just Margaret alongside Persia to try to play spoiler around the site. The spike goes down regardless.
ISO over towards heaven.
Boys finds Margaret.
Steel Garden, there it goes. In for a chance for Danby to really wreak some havoc onto the site itself. Thaido with a shorty, so quick. Still the gun's not available to Talon, and this could end it all.
How's this guy allowed to be alive here, man?
Unfortunately,
spam's going.
up around by the pillar. It's a tough obstacle in his face. He needs to find and land the shots, but it's not going to
I tell you what,
happen.
I feel a little bit bad because I was
Francis
I was flaming Talon a lot, and obviously rightly so for their defense. They definitely put some time into their attack on this one. Were way more decisive what they were actually doing.
Massive dominance from both of our teams.
Like we watched them last time, they weren't even like getting through door, they were just kind of solo.
So we're getting a
Honestly,
good
they were just
series,
solo trying to take jaws.
until I cast my mind that Ascent is the
did
third
actually,
map,
like,
and I
you could
have
see that they put
absolutely
work
no
into
idea
this.
what is going to happen on that one, of course. I don't need to worry about that one. That's our analysts that have to use their brain.